It's Morning Becomes Eclectic at 89.9 KCRW, I guess, in studio. Over at the Village this morning are Delays. It's Greg Gilbert, Colin Wallace, Aaron Gilbert, and Rowley. And, well, first of all, once again, guys, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Got a show tonight in town at the Troubadour, I do believe, right?
Yeah.
And let's get a little bit of background from you guys. Now, I know that Delays have actually been together making music for a little while. Can you tell us when the band first came together?
About 2.5 years ago now, the four of us. But we were going, Rowley, Colin and myself were going a few years before that, before Aaron joined.
Okay, so when did you guys first, the nucleus then, I guess, the first three of you first start making music together?
About 1996, right at the height of Britpop and all that stuff.
Now, were you influenced by that? I mean, was that something that kind of made you want to be in a band, or? No,
it was earlier bands than Britpop, like the Stone Roses and bands like that. I mean, I was always into Prince and stuff, but I could never play like that.
I was reading that you were into Prince and ABBA as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So
was
this just
abuse about that at school?
I bet you did. Yeah. Was this just pop music that you were into? What was it about those guys that attracted you?
Melody. The melodic side of things is what has always attracted me. Just you can get more emotion out of melody from my point of view than lyrics most of the time. And ABBA is so rich in melody.
So did you start off by playing acoustic guitar?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was scared off of even trying to make music for years because I liked Prince and I liked electro music, and I just haven't got a technical brain. And it wasn't until hearing things like the Roses and the Lars, that you started picking up acoustic guitars and things. Now,
you guys are from Southampton, right?
Yeah.
And for a lot of people here, outside of London and Manchester, they probably don't know too many other cities in the UK. Southampton is down the bottom. I always like to sort of say, look at a map of England. It's kind of down the bottom end there on the coast. I mean, what kind of a city is that to grow up in? And was there a music scene happening when you guys were growing up?
No, there was nothing. When we were growing up, there's always been good bands around in Southampton, but there was no scene as such, I think everyone was yearning for a Manchester or something like scene, but it never happened. So hopefully when we get back it would have started something.
Titanic's out from Southampton. That's pretty much what it's known for, I think.
Such a big boat.
It was.
Well, it was a naval city, right? I mean, a port. And that's pretty much what it was known for big boats, whether it was the Titanic or Navy ships and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a big dock town.
Those kind of towns have a unique feeling, though, don't they? I mean, tell us about the city.
I don't know, it's difficult because you never analyse your home too much, you know what I mean? It's when you're away, I mean, it reminds me of the Shire from Lord of the Rings, to be honest.
There's not a lot there now because it got blown up. During the war, there's like this thing where you can go and walk the walls, and it's like the historic landmark, but they're only about 10 foot long. It only takes a second.
So when you're talking about the war, you're obviously talking about World War II, and it was a big port city where they sailed to go attack the Germans or whatever, and I guess that was a big target for the German bombers back then. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a big important dock, but it's not as busy as it was. It keeps threatening to. I mean, all our families have got like history upon history of people working down there. It's just part of the families.
So when you say there was no real music scene happening, so how then I guess you had to create your own thing? Did you start playing out?
Well, I mean, there's one good there's a really good venue in Southampton called the Joiners, and that's kind of where all the bands gravitate to. But we kind of consciously removed ourselves from any scene that might have grown in Southampton, because we've been trying to find our own voice for ages. I mean, when we first started, we were wearing like leopard skin flares and eyeliner because we just wanted to get noticed.
Well, like suede or something.
Yeah, well, we didn't quite have the finesse of them. It was a little bit more like bricklayers wearing,
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet are a good reference for what we were doing.
Now, there's a lot of different stuff going on in Delays music, though, isn't there? I'm again looking at. I'm always sort of leery to go too much on what bios say, because invariably I start talking about bios and people say, no, somebody else wrote that. But I am looking at some references in the bio material here that's talking about T-Rex, and we just talked about Island and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. You talk about bands like the Lars and the Stone Roses. There just seems to be so much stuff going on in the music here, though. I mean, is this just all influences that have sort of come together and coalesced? And of course, Greg, your voice as well, which can move right up there and also sort of come down. Did you always have that voice, or did you have to work at it?
I didn't. I remember when I tried singing falsetto to start off with, and my dad's like, "Drop the falsetto, son. It doesn't work." And it just seems to be kind of where everything's going now for us. In regards to the influences, I mean, between the four of us, it covers pretty much everything. I mean, Aaron's into dance music probably more than guitar bands. But we try not to think about it too much. We're trying, whatever happens to it, to be natural.
So is this
melodic?
Exactly, coming back to the melody. Is Faded Seaside Glamour the first full album from the band?
Yeah.
And the last.
That's not very optimistic.
Yeah, come on now. Listen, you're in Los Angeles. You're about to do a gig tonight, and it's over already. Come on, I think things are just starting. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. It's
so
the
when
first album.
When did you record the album?
It must have been over a year ago now. We had to sit on it for a while because the climate in England just wasn't right to be putting our album out. We had to wait to knock down a few doors.
Was that because it was? Well, I mean, it's pop music is kind of a dirty word over here. I don't know if it is in England or not, but is it because it's such a pop record?
Yeah, I mean, partly that. I mean, everything's quite rock at the moment,
Exactly.
In England. But I mean, in regards to pop music, I mean, we've always said that we're a pop band, which confuses people, because we think of pop being like the Stones in '68 or something.
And now everybody thinks of it as being like Britney Spears or something.
And Pop Idol,
Yeah.
We're on a mission to reclaim pop.
Okay, well, that seems like a good place to throw it back to you guys for another set of music. I don't know how we're going to go on time. I know you've got 4 songs set to go. We've got about 15 minutes left, so why don't we just see how we go?
Let's see how we go. My voice might not even last. This is very early in the day.
Okay. Really fast.
Well, if you think about it, it's almost 8 o'clock at night in England, so you're.
Okay, that's made all the difference.
Well, I've got a duvet wrapped around me right now.